Okay, guys, we're back. This is 64 and 65. Sorry about that. We had a little internet trouble, and for those of you that are not here, it is raining hard. We have a storm coming through the western United States, and everyone that's traveled here knows that. But the guys on the line in the Midwest maybe don't. 64 and 65 in the ring, and what we'll tell you is the land races in this set are as good as what we've ever had. These are purebred landrace barrows. Palin's got 65, Levi's got 64, and these guys are sired by Happy Hour on Straight White Male's sister. Straight White Male's sister is probably my favorite Chester sow that we've got. She was one of the best landrace show gilts we ever put in the ring. And again, sire Happy Hour here. This has been by far our best Happy Hour litter that we've had. Study these guys for what they are. Landrace division at your state fair or your county show or CYAE. These guys will get in and they can win. Again, Palin's got 65. He's the more moderate one. Levi's got 64, the kind of taller one.
Well, they've been in here just a little bit longer than the rest of them, so we'll stay short. I think good land races that have all the right intangibles to do something at a big show, Expo, Louisville, wherever you want to take these things in the purebred division will be good. I think there's a couple males later on that I think will blow your socks off as well, so stay tuned. I think a good set of land race barrows.
Okay, we're back in business, guys. This pair here, me and Dustin put them together, not because they look alike, but because they are two of our very favorite pigs in the sale. And I'd encourage you to look in, and even if you don't show or want to show a landrace, look at this lot 22 that Levi's got. This is, in my opinion, the best landrace male that we've produced, at least barrow-wise. He is a high-heat, straight white male. We'll show you his mate's sister here in a little bit. Levi's trying to get him drove, and he's being a landrace, but he's been driving at us, and he has an enormous, beautiful chest laid into him. He's wide and square and loaded with muscle. And you could call me crazy if you want. You take a pig like this to any county fair. I don't care if it's a county fair that doesn't divide by breeds. This is a good son of a gun here. And again, that's lot 22. He could run to Expo. He could run to Louisville. He could go to CYAE, or he could go to a state fair, or he could go to a county fair, and we think this pig can win. He is very, very fun. The black-headed pig over there is lot 21. He is a different league, BR 64-1. That pig's another fun one. He's one of our favorites as far as the bigger side of barrows in the sale. He's got big limbs. He's got lots of hair. He's got really good running gears off either end of his skeleton. You get in behind him. He uses his hock right. He looks like the kind that you can feed on, but he's got enough genuine width and stoutness to his skull. He could get to a state fair. He could get to CYE. Pretty fun animal there as well. He's as stout as they need to be, and just imagine him when he's big and ready to go. Pretty fun pair of pigs.
Yeah, I think the blackhead, if he goes to the right state, the right home, I think is a Midwest State Fair contender for sure. No matter what color that particular pig is, he's got the running gear and the skeleton and the density to last and be really, really competitive in that mid-August kind of range. Lot 22, like I said, we feed some purebreds. That's as good as of a landrace bear as maybe I've gotten to see. If that one's not in the top end of the Expo Louisville time frame, then land races are getting way better than I once anticipated. I think that is an elite land race bear for that Louisville Expo time period for sure. I think that one will be heard of down the road.
So 61, 62, and 63 have just come into the ring. And these are a fun group of barrows as well. So Palin's got 61. That's the wide-belted, kind of biggest pig in the pen here. He's got a really neat color pattern to his rear legs. When you get in behind him, his right rear legs kind of got a splash of black. He is a litter mate to lot 21 we just showed you. So he would be different league, BR 64-1. He's one of the bigger barrows in the sale. He could, we still have folks looking for June Fair pigs. Our fair here in Colusa is in June. He could make a June Fair and be a very, very good show animal. He's probably more ideal to show in July, but that's a big growthy pig. He's got good stoutness to him. He's got a really good center rib working in him, and he's still got enough just genuine width when you get on either end. Pretty high on that one as we went through him today. The one that Levi's got there is 62, right, Levi? So Levi has the wide belt 62. 62 is an only child. He's the only pig in his litter. And we were sad when that sow only had one pig because that sow that he's out of is exceptional. She raised the boar. We sold it perfect timing to Crossroads. That was a heavy hitter pig. That was one of our very favorites from our entire set that we made last summer. She also made a littermate gilt that's been winning a bunch of jackpots in Oklahoma, shown by Maddie Rasky. And then there's two other littermate gilts on feed here out of this same sow that look really, really good going to some of the earlier jackpots here in California. So very, very elite mama that he's out of. His sire is major league. What we'd tell you is this pig is probably a little greener than what he really looks. Take him home, put him on feed. That one's going to mass up, and that one's got an immaculate skeleton. He's going to get pretty fun as well. Then we've got the black pig, would be, I lost my place, lot 63. He's an all-out war, rusty cage. Just a good-bodied, moderate frame, good centered, good rib kind of pig. He's got good hair and skin and stoutness of feature. Fits an early to mid-July time frame really well. I know lots of folks from Jackson County looking for pigs. This one fits the bill pretty good, and it's going to be very, very competitive and probably fit the judge there as well.
The hogs want to act up just a little bit, so we'll stay a little bit short. I think the socked bear is maybe my favorite in this particular pen in terms of moderation of frame size and skeleton. I think an awfully neat pig that fits late July, early August kind of a setting. The major league sired pig on the far side, green as a gourd, and I think just needs time and feed and just a little bit of gas. But those pigs all feed the same. I do think that one's going to mass up here and be an awfully good show pig down the road. A good trio of pigs. Get you numbers when you get them on the way out. The white socked one, 63, I believe, and the traditional belt, I believe, is 61. So good trio of pigs.
So some of my very favorites in the entire set have just come in, and these are lots 4 and 5, and their gilts, they are different league, cease and desist. They're out of a really good young sow, second parity sow, and again the sire, different league would be our herd boar here that we continue to just, as Dustin and I sort pigs, we kind of scratch our head and say, why don't we breed more sows to this boar? And we have a good number of pigs out of this boar, but truth be told, if we'd have bred them all to him, we'd probably have a better, even better set of pigs than what we've got. So Palin's got lot 5, Harley's got lot 4. Pigs are pretty easy to find and see how good they are. This pig, a Harley's, if you can get a rear view on her, her rear leg is absolutely gigantic, as big as anything in the set. Best part about it is it works right. Takes a big square step and reaches good. Coming at you, she's maybe as good as anything in the entire set. A big square chest. She's not too wide. She's not outside of her skeleton up front. Where does she fit? She could probably fit about anywhere as far as, if you've got a tough fair to win, if you've got a tough major show to win, if you need just a tremendously good sow. That one really struck me very, very hard. I like her a good deal. Truthfully, talking pigs with Dustin earlier, he likes the 5 better. 5's got a little more extension. She's probably got a little more shape. She looks like a gilt that can win in a big ring as far as like a commercial gilt type of show. Certainly she could win at a county fair level as well. She's not quite as stout as her mate's sister, not quite as bold-ribbed as her mate's sister. But this pair, definitely one of our favorite pairs, maybe that we've had all spring. Again, their pedigree, different league, cease and desist.
Yeah, there's lot 4 that's stuck in the corner. You see big legs everywhere, and that's great. And that's an adjective that we're going to have to win a big show. But it's tough when they're that big and they're that square and they're that comfortable. I think that hog does a lot of things right. Is she as jazzy up front as her sister? No, but when you get that one broke, tan, and ready to rock and roll, that one's going to be an absolute handful. If you don't win the show, someone's going to try to buy that gilt for a whole bunch of money down the road anyway. So I think that's a neat one for sure. The neater looking, sharper jawed, tighter necked ones. The sister, one that just absolutely runs out here. Skeleton's beautiful. Her back shape is awesome. She's green. She's athletic and she's comfortable. I think that hog, you look at the sister and you just ask yourself, is there going to get enough bone there? 100%. When that one comes in, I think another 2 weeks, I think you're going to have a whole new pig. So an elite pair of gilts, different in what they represent, but both have quality for sure.
So we just saw 4 and 5, and what I would caution you is don't overlook here lot 6 that Harley's got in the ring now. We have 6 and 46, and 46 is a really good pig too that Levi's got. But don't overlook these pigs. And 4, 5, 6 early in the sale. Certainly going to be some pigs that folks need to pay attention to for some of these fairs that we're trying to be competitive at. And if you came down looking for a pig for Jackson County Fair or for Lynn County Fair or for a fair in the middle part of July, middle to late part of July, look at lots 4, 5, and 6, and as well 46 that Levi's got here. These are the right size. They're gilts, and that's okay. You don't always have to have a barrow. What I'll tell you is you can take the average of what the barrows bring and what the gilts bring, and gilts are generally a little bit better of an investment, and they have just as good of a chance to win your county show as what a barrow does. Lot 6 Harley's got needs to come just a little bit slower than those 2 that we just saw. But she's got tremendously good shape. She's got a big upper hip and pin set working in her, big chest, and very, very stout featured in her own right. She'd be a great jackpot gilt that can wind up and potentially win a very, very tough county fair. The one Levi's got over there, same kind of story. As far as just density and the body that she's got, she'd fit the Jackson County Fair really well from a size standpoint, as well as from a judge standpoint. I think she's loose skeleton and just looks like the kind that would fit what we saw last year at that fair as far as what got along. Good pigs here. 46 is Levi's, 6 is Harley's.
Yeah, good pair of gills. And we've said county fair, state fair, national level, and different target shows all the time. And if you're listening on the webcast right now and you think, hey, this one's a good county fair pig, don't take that as a negative because I'll tell you what, by us, them county deals are maybe as tough as ever. And it takes a dang good one to win anywhere right now. So I think these hogs are quality and what they represent, a little bit different speed than what we had in the last pen. But but if fed right and managed right, that's where you ask the breeder, ask the people finding them and feeding them what we should do with these particular pigs, and they'll help you out. I think this lot 6 just needs fed just a little bit different, needs a high-fat feed and a low protein and kind of just rock and roll out there, and I think lots of feed companies have that particular option. The traditional belt on the far side, I think, is going to be a stout power sow someday, one that's going to have a neat show career, but a better sow value down the road as well. I think a good pair of gilts in this next pen for sure.
.44 and .45 in the ring. These black gilts, they are tricked out clone back on May We All 188.3. Their mama would be a May We All Wedding Night. Sunshine Whiskey on the very bottom. So there'd be a couple shots of Best Man on the bottom, and they are mates to the lot 7 gilt. We really like this trio a good deal. If you're someone that's looking for a gilt you can invest in, that'll be a nice show gilt, and that you can make a sow out of, I'd highly suggest checking this pair out. They're big-bodied. They're very, very stout in terms of their feature. Being out a tricked-out clone, you know they're going to come with shape and muscularity, and they'll get. Everyone seems to want to go to, and they have an all-black division. These would certainly fit that really well, and then at the end of the day, wind up at CYAE or whatever, and be very competitive. Very, very good built kind of females. And the best part about them, they're going to generate, being what they're out of. They're out of a very productive sow that's line bred on the bottom side. Just very, very nice pair. To be honest, I don't know which one I like better. We've studied them quite a bit. 44 that Harley's got has a little more look. Levi's got 45 over there. She's probably got just a little more stoutness and just hair to her, but pretty fun pair here, 44 and 45.
Yeah, that was exactly what was running through my mind, is what you're going to say and what one are you going to tie into. I think they both, like we've talked all day long, fit the bill in terms of what you want in terms of a skeleton standpoint. But I'll be honest with you, 45 on the far side's my speed. Extra hair, extra bone, extra skeleton, and just stoutness of feature, but still built right. And his angles, her angles read right, her shoulders set back, her hind leg reaches and grabs like it should. It still has enough shape and dimension up high. I think an awfully neat one. And these all blacks. I wouldn't be too scared of them, to be honest with you. Some of us guys will gravitate towards them just because you can get their skin and hair right. You can get them things chocolate black and dark. I think they're going to be a handful in on down the road. I think a really good pair in 44 and 45 all black gilts.
So those two black gilts we just showed you, their litter mate is lot 7. That's the kind of belted, kind of half belted gilt or broken belted gilt that Palin's got here. And then we have 43 and 47. 47 is the calico. 43 is the wide belt. So none of these are mates. Talk about Palin's first again. Tricked out, May We All. Wedding Night would be the pedigree there. We selected her to put up a little higher in the sale than her two mate sisters, the two black ones. She's got a belt. She's a little more moderate, and she just looks like just a gilt that's going to be really, really fun when she's big and ready to show. She'd certainly fit a county fair, or excuse me, like a CYA or a state fair kind of gilt show. Be a fun jackpot gilt as well, but I do think she'd fit some of our county fairs that we've got here in mid-July also. Just a neat pig, lots of hair and bone, and when you get in behind her, uses her hind leg exceptionally well. Again, that's lot 7, the kind of broken belted one. The one that Harley's got is lot 43. She's wide belted. She's a lot 2, or she's a 2 litter, so she would be a litter mate to the lot 21 kind of black-headed barrow we talked about earlier. Very, very strong litter of pigs. No doubt she's a little later maturing through her center body, but you study this one off either end. She's got genuine wit. She's got a good hind leg, and she's got good stoutness of feature. We have all the confidence in the world in these different league pigs. And what I tell you is, don't miss this one. This one can go and win a county fair. Especially out here in the western United States, we've always gotten along with pigs that are built like this, that have this kind of frame size, this kind of size at this stage at the county fair level, and certainly could go to a bigger show than a county fair. But don't miss that pig. That's a fun pig. The one Levi's got again is lot 47. She looked really good going through the barns today as well. She is a Game On American Spirit. She's got a little more extension to her. She's got a kind of a more rugged look to her skeleton. She's got good bone and hair and good reach off either end. That one just needs a little time to flesh up, and she's going to be a fun one too.
Yeah, I think 3 hogs that are just overdriving just a little bit and wanting to get in the corner and kind of have a little bit of an attitude. But if you can get a look at that lot 7, that thin belted gilt in the corner, she's the real deal. If you look at her in person, stoutness of jaw, huge chested, big arms, square kneed, and still comfortable. I think a hog, when it comes down to cutting time, I do think that color pattern's never going to hurt you at all. I think as a 300-pounder, that one's going to be an absolute handful for someone down the road. The wide belted gilt is maybe as dense and stout in terms of her rear step as anything in this particular setting. I think just needs time, just green in terms of her body shape, but all the right pieces. That calico, you like hair, you like bone and feature, that's maybe the one for you. Maybe not as jazzy up front, but I do think could fit market or breeding. And like Russell said, if the gilts sell a little bit under the money, I think that'd be a dang good option for you too. So good trio of gilts, we can let them on out.
Pair of mate barrows in here. These are 26 and 81. 26 is the blue barrow, and Palin's got the belted to 81. So 26 will sell choice. I think we have 3 blue barrows there that we're going to sell kind of choice of, like 26, 27, 28. Very neat litter of pigs. So the 14 litter are Silver Bullet American Spirit 15.5. We kept 2 really good daughters out of that 15 litter of American Spirits. They would be American Spirit Wedding Night Teen Spirit. So they'd be double bred Teen Spirit on the bottom side. Those females have both generated extremely well for us so far. They're both young and kind of in their prime, but very good litter of pigs. This blue one, again, she would be lot 20, or he would be lot 26. For a light cross barrow, he looks like one you can feed on. The light cross barrow division at CYAE put 2 of the top 5 barrows in at CYAE in the green there at the end. Don't miss out on this guy. That light cross division is a good ticket. Try to get to the top 5 sale making spots at CYAE. This guy looks like he can be fed on. He's going to make CYAE and study his skeleton and his stoutness. That's a dang good pig. If you got a Midwest State Fair, that's a dang good pig. I don't care if you got a light division or not. He fits the bill really, really well. The belted guy is a shade greener than his brother. Don't discount him either. He's got the same frame size. He's got the same look from the side. Probably has an even bigger hind leg when you get in behind him. Again, he would be lot 81. These guys are Silver Bullet American Spirit.
26, I had extremely good notes on. That's the blue belted hog, and I said if that one blows up, he's going to be an absolute handful. And you get him behind that particular hog where we're at right now. That's a beautiful pin set with a big rear leg. I think a good color pattern. And like Russell said, if you're showing in Indiana, you're showing in California, I guess you get to show against just blues. But, you know, sometimes if you're not showing against just blues, you want to show against belts. I think that one will give them all they want because he's got the right intangibles to absolutely blow up and be a man-child come mid-August, State Fair time. That makes me confident in his belted brother. He's a little bit skinnier, a little greener, but study their head shape, study their chest. For skinny hogs that still got chest and blade and forearm, excuse me, that makes me confident they're going to blow up with some maturity for sure. I think an awfully good pair that shouldn't sell under the money. I think a good set of barrows that fit Midwest State Fair time.
'82 and '83 have just come in, so these guys are mates, and we've got more silver bullets like we promised. Lots of silver bullet pigs in the sale. 82 is the belted barrow. 83 is the blue barrow. First thing that I noticed about these is how stout their head is. They've got a very stout head, and that's coming from their mama. She is an Outbreak Teen Spirit sow. That always generates really well. She actually had a Quite Frankly barrow that was one of our very best ones shown in late fall, and he was like a March or an April pig in her last litter. Very good sow that they're out of. Again, these guys are mates. The blue one that Levi's got, 83, is extra moderate, extra stout through his skull. Getting behind him, he puts a big hind leg to the surface. The other barrow that Harley's got, 82. Has more size. He looks like he could grow and be fed and make an earlier July or a mid-July show. Really good bodied, really square off either end. Offers that same big old skull that his brother's got. Probably not quite as stout-legged as his brother, but really like his reach and probably a little more athletic than the Blue Barrow. Really nice pair here, and they're a little later in the sale, but we feel that these are the kind that they can get some stuff done at county fairs as well.
Yeah, the blue belted hog's another one. I had a few things that I really liked about him. His stoutness of jaw, his blade, his arm. Depending on the judge, if you know you're going to show to a guy that likes him stout, likes him burly, that is absolutely one that you need to have on your short list, depending on who you got to show to. But that one's got the density it takes to beat some belted hogs. I really like that lot 83. The traditional belted hog, the same reads in terms of his width between his eyes and his head shape and his blade set, but I think comes in a bigger package. One that just needs a little bit of a tan, some work on hair, and I think you got a dang good a show pig in that county fair to state fair quality level for sure. Lot 82 is the belt. Lot 83 is that dang good blue hog.
So 79 and 80 have just come in the ring, and Harley's got 80, the one that's directly here in front of me, that's wider belted, and the off belt over there is 80, or 79, excuse me. Both really stout, dense kind of pigs. They will grow and make a mid-July show. I know that that bone and stoutness and body needs to be a priority at the Jackson County Fair, and both of these two would certainly fit that scenario really well. This 80 that Harley's got, don't discount this guy. This guy could make a state fair or an earlier August deal, and I think be pretty good. You get in behind this guy, he's got a big hind leg he puts down. He comes at you good. He's got a good center body working in him as well. Just a good solid pig. He would be a different league on target. So his mom would actually be a full sister to American Spirit's mom. Some of the best stuff that we've worked with, just very productive. Line-bred super monster would be what it is, essentially. Good old sow behind that pig, and again, sire, different league. Got a good deal of confidence in him. Just a good made pig with lots of power. The 79 is a Game of Thrones Sundays. He's got lots of hair and skeletal stoutness, just bone-wise, body-wise. He's got a big old skull working in him, too. Just a good solid pig as far as squareness of build also. Don't discount this pair. They're lower in the sale, but certainly going to be a pair that can get something done.
We talked earlier about lot 1 and 2 and 5 and 10 or wherever you want to say is definitely a still highlight for sure. But just because you really like lot 24 or 70 or 80 does not mean those hogs aren't as good. They're just a little bit greener at this stage in maturity. But I'll tell you what, there isn't as stout of a head and big of an arm as we've seen today in this particular half-belted hog. I think one that's going to be really, really boxy, stout, and moderate for the right judge. I think that one could play pretty hard, though. The wider belted hog, greener in terms of his maturity, maybe needs to fit more of a July setting. But I think two hogs that got the muscle pattern and stoutness to definitely ring the bell later on this summer.
So we promised you earlier. We showed you the landrace barrows, and I was a little bummed that those first two didn't get a great look because that's when the internet kind of went down on us and they just went in the corner. But these landraces, I'm telling you, are the best that we have put together landrace wise. These are 75 and 76, and these are the gilts. So Harley's got 76. Palin's got 75. 76 that Harley has is a happy hour on straight white male sister. This would be a happy hour change of pace. And she is very, very heavy structured. She's got big legs for a landrace. You study her skeleton. She's built right. She patterns up good if she'll quit just running all over the place. This is a good pig. Be a very, very, very good female on down the road as well. Absolutely do we believe these landrace females can win at Louisville or Expo or your state fair in the Midwest, or your county fair, or wherever you show purebred land races. The one that Palin's got is the one that I prefer. Just looking at them, at least going through the barn today, she is, 75. She is a high heat, back on a straight white male, back on ivory, which was actually some frozen semen we used. We have an ivory sow we've now kept 4 daughters out of. Most of them are out of straight white male. That's kind of slowly building our landrace sow herd. This litter has been kind of the first and the best product of what we've gotten out of that deal 2 generations later. Lots of muscle and power in these high heat pigs. Lots of shape, width coming at you, and going behind is very, very good. Very high on this pair of land races, 75 and 76.
76, maybe the little stouter option. That's still neat looking up front. I'll be honest, 75 hit me like a ton of bricks as well. I believe is a mate sister to lot 22, and that's the landrace Barra that I think is absolutely elite, and one you're going to hear from. I think the same thing holds true for that lot 75. Wide, stout, square, and comfortable. I think it's really hard to kind of put a crest and a pull in a landrace gilt that fluid and that feminine. I think that one broke to drive and ready to go. It's going to be hard-pressed to find a better landrace gilt all over the United States, not just in California, than that one right there. I think lot 75 is going to be the real deal for sure. So 2 really good land races. I think 75 is just a little bit next level.
So now we got the Chesters in, and these are 77 and 78, and we generally have more litters of Chesters this time, but we just had one, but they are not lacking in quality. We're very proud of this pair as well, and Sal only had gilt, so we have no Chester barrows to show you. But these gilts we've got, we're pretty excited about. 77 is the one Harley's got. 78's the one Palin's got, and they're the same kind of pig, the same mold. Just Palin's is stouter, and Harley's is a little prettier. We think both of them can be fed and be very, very competitive in a purebred show. To be honest, they could do very well at a county fair level if managed right as well. Just neat pigs. Their pedigree: Captain Obvious Chili Dog. We've got a really good, little bit older chili dog sow that they're out of. And she always generates. She never gives us as much numbers as some of those other Chester sows, but what she gives us is very, very good. So Harley's got 77. Palin's got 78. Pick your poison if you want the stouter one or the prettier one. We like them both.
Yeah, 78 has as much bone, power, foot size, and hair as anything that's been in the ring, and I think that is definitely a quality that you want in any breed. But this 77, I think, has those same qualities with just a little bit neater head, a little bit sharper jaw, and you can see this young lady's got that thing already broke and moving. That just tells me that pig's built right in terms of its shoulder blade or her rear step, and her angles are all built in right. If a 50-pound hog can just get out here and glide, that is a neat thing, especially for the Chester breed. I think 77 is definitely one you got to have on your short list on the purebred side of things, and really any of the pigs that we've seen today. I think 77 can play at Expo, Louisville, kind of wherever you want to take that particular gilt for sure.
So we've got 19 and 20 in the ring, and these are two of my very favorite gilts in the entire set. Just top to bottom going through. 19 is the belted gilt, and 20 is the blue gilt, and where they land, I don't know exactly where the perfect place for them is, but I think they fit a county fair scenario really, really well. First of August kind of time frame. I think they fit a big ring show as well as bigger, fleshier gilts. Could certainly go to a show like the American Royal or something later on down the road, but I think be super fun even earlier at like CYE or Indiana State Fair or something like that. Could show as market gilts as well. I know we've got some folks from Iowa. They show the market gilts together, looking pretty fun pair. Silver Bullet, American Spirit. We showed you their mate barrows a little bit earlier that are also very good. But Mama side on the bottom there would be a double bred Teen Spirit. That mama, I forgot to mention, I guess, Grandma on the bottom side was Reserve Cross Guild at Western Regional a couple years ago. Just good stuff here. These Silver Bullets we have a lot of confidence in. Really just like their combination of look with muscle, and yet they're still stout enough. They have that height and that extension and that pattern from the side that it's going to take to just feed and get better, and yet when you get on either end of them, they're not messed up. So again, the blue one 20, the belted one 19. Pretty proud of this pair.
Yeah, 19 and 20 both made my short list for sure. And living in the Midwest, I didn't show too many market gilts, but now that living in Iowa, that's kind of the cream of the crop, just a little bit. So getting used to that and bringing me up to speed, I think these are dual purpose for sure. That particular belted gilt hits me hard as a dual purpose kind of a gilt. You want to talk about a big rear leg, that her toes are absolutely perfect. Her length of stride is awesome, and she's square and comfortable. I think just needs time. Greener in terms of her body shape, and just needs opened up front, but love that one's head shape, stoutness, arm and rear leg, and still got a tremendous amount of muscle up high. The blue gilt is cute from the side and neat, sharp-headed up high, and one that's awesome in terms of its skeleton as well. And you'll see these Silver Bullet pigs are consistent in what they represent, and I dang sure want to feed a few of them because if you can have a sire group as consistent as that, it definitely holds some value in my particular mind. Just 5 more pens left, but I'll tell you what, those are dang good gilts to round out kind of our night on the gilt side of things. So good pair of gilts. Silver Bullet, belted hog, I believe is 19, and the blue gilt maybe is 18.
88 and 90 have just come in. So 90 is the wider belted gilt that Palin's got over here, and 88 is the kind of more traditional belted one. Neat pair here. They're not litter mates. The one that Harley's got, again, is lot 88. She would be a silver bullet outbreak. So we showed you her mate barrows a little earlier. She's got a mate belted barrow that's the same kind of color pattern, and then she's got a mate blue barrow. They both had, we talked about how stout their noggins were. This gilt's pretty fun. I think she's kind of a hidden gem toward the very end of the sale. She fits a market show really, really well, and I think she fits a breeding show good too. She's good bodied, got good genuine width coming at you. And patterns up great. Good size wise to go to a mid-July fair. But probably fits early August just fine. Just a good solid pig, and makes a sow, makes a show gilt, makes a market gilt. Whatever you need, if you need a good pig toward the end of the sale, that one probably fits the bill pretty good. Lot 90, on the other hand, is a little more moderate, a little heavier structured, and probably brings a little more just extras to the table. Really like how stout featured she is. She would be an American Spirit, may we all. So 2 years ago, Peyton Scortino won the Colusa County Fair with an American Spirit barrow. This is a full sib mating to that barrow. That barrow was a really fun pig. That mama that she is out of was a litter mate to a boar we sold called May We All 132. And is out of that sow is out of the same sow that raised Outbreak and Breaking Bad. This gilt has a little bit of a bump on her belly. It's easy for us sitting ringside to see. I'm not sure if it shows it on the video, but we've analyzed it, picked it up, showed it to our vet the day she did surgeries, and it is not a hernia. It's nothing to be concerned about. So should anything arise, should we be wrong about that, we'll obviously guarantee it. But don't worry about that. We don't think there's an issue there.
Yeah, I think two good gilts that just check a lot of boxes. That 88 traditionally, I believe it's 88, traditional belted gilt, I think just takes it to a little bit of a next level in this particular pen in terms of function and rear leg and size and mobility. I think Walnut, like I said, needs chilled out just a little bit, but I think has all the right intangibles to do a lot of fun things in the mid-July fair. The one that's wanting to stick in the corner just a little bit longer needs fed just a little bit harder. I think a neat pair of gilts in this particular pen, 88 and lot 90.
We're getting closer to the end of the preview here. Just a couple little groups left, and excuse me. Thank you for bearing with us. We've got a group of three coming in now. We've got 87, 89, and 91, and these are some of our smaller gilts, and kind of toward the end of the sale here. Harley's got 89. Levi's got 91, which is the thin belt, and that's actually the last pig that we'll sell. And then 87, right, Palin? Is that what you got? 87, yes. So 87's a mate to those two silver bullets we just saw. So she's out of the 14 liter silver bullet American Spirit Wedding 19 Spirit. And don't miss that one. That one's another one that's going to be a pretty good buy on down the road there. She's opened up great. She's got lots of hair and great bone work and is very square off either end. Pretty fun little pig there. Jackpot pig deluxe. I think that kind to be the kind that would do well as a little pig, but still has the running gears to do well when she gets bigger. 89 Harley's got over there is a 12 liter pig. She would be a different league on target. And then Levi's is a 13 liter pig, American Spirit May We All. So Levi's would be a full sib to the Grand at Colusa a couple years ago as well. Out of that good May We All South that shares the same dam as Outbreak and Breaking Bad. Just nice pigs. These two gilts are a little greener, a little on the smaller end, but if you've got an early August show, they certainly fit the bill. Again, when we sort these pigs and pick out these pigs for these sales, we pick them out based upon their skeleton and what we see. And if they don't pass the test, if they're down on their pasterns, if they're pushing their hocks, if they're not right, they're not in the group. So what we put in the sale, we feel has a good chance to feed and try to win for our customers. We absolutely believe that here in this 89 and 91.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. Russell brings up a good point. There's another 100 and 150 pigs that a guy could look through, and those are the kind of the leftovers. So this is the top end quality. So just because this is lot 87, 89, and 91 in this particular sale does not mean that those hogs are bad. It just means that they're the skinnier of the elite quality in this particular set. So if those hogs towards the top end get crazy on you, dang sure look in on these, and don't be afraid to buy these and put them on feed, because another 10 days, 2 weeks, these could be lot 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s for you guys. So I think an awfully good a trio of gilts that are just a little bit greener in terms of their maturity pattern, in terms of the rib cage, but I think hogs that fit the bill in terms of skeleton.
We were supposed to have 3 out here, but we're waiting on Levi to bring. Oh, here he comes. Good job, Levi. 8, 9, and 10 in the ring. These are mates, and they're fun pigs. They are tricked out clones, bred back to BD 40-1 163.7. That's a sow we have called Calamari. She is one of the most impressive young sows in the herd. If we were to go out and show you her in the sow lot, she's one of the very prettiest ones. She's a BD Shine On wedding night, kind of a line bred pedigree. We actually have 2 of those 163 litter sows. Very good female behind these. Again, the sire tricked out clone. I don't remember what the number of the clone was, but that's what the sire is. Palin's got lot 8, Levi's got lot 9, and Harley's got lot 10. We have a lot of confidence in what these tricked out clone pigs will do. Harley's needs to come slow. He's got a big rear end. Big just pin set working in him, big hind leg. Bring that one slow. How slow if he goes into September? I think that one could be extremely fun because he is so stout. He's got a beautiful skull working in him. He's got just giant legs and just a burly look to him. Neat pig. The one Levi's got, lot 9, he's just a very proportional pig, short-bodied, tall-fronted, built really well, square-built, square-hocked. I mean, comes at you good, has a good-looking front end from his blade forward. Just a good, solid pig. Probably needs to show a little later as well. I think the one that can be fed the hardest out of the 3 is lot 8 that Palin's got over there on the far side. This guy, I didn't realize just how stout he was when I was going through earlier today. I thought he looked like a pig that we could just feed on or somebody could just feed on. This guy comes at you good. He comes at you with a big, stout head, good chest working in him. Probably could feed right into CYE or a Midwest State Fair in the early part of August. I think probably needs to show a little earlier than his 2 mates. But again, tricked out clone on a BD. Very good young sow. Pretty high on this trio of pigs and lots of confidence in them.
Yeah, I think this trio kind of represents what the crossbred population is, just a little bit different in what you want to tie into, but immense amount of quality. That bear in the middle, I think, hits me pretty hard. That's lot 9, greener, the skinnier option of the trio, but I think can get fed pretty hard and still has the bones and the skeleton to last a whole bunch of months in your show barn for sure. I think a neat project for sure. The white hind-legged one directly in front of me, like Russell said, needs to get fed extremely slow, but if does all the right things, his head shape, his head quality, his roundness of rib, and his back shape is second to none in this particular set. And then the white hipped kind of a pig is the safer option of the 3, but I still think has enough extras to do a whole bunch of winning down the road. 3 different options. Pick your poison, see what they cost, and take one home and go win yourself a pig show. I think an awesome trio of bears.
So some of the very first pigs we showed you, in fact, I think it was the first pen were the littermate gilts to these guys. So these are 49 and 50. They are no stranger. Hands to yourself. They're out of a very good sow. In fact, the sow had 16 pigs, and all 16 pigs got raised and made it. I don't know how many we put in the sale. I think we put 6 of them at least in the sale. So outstanding litter of pigs. Again, sire is no stranger. These no strangers are built to feed, and what we'll tell you is they get stouter with age. Our 2 favorite gilts that we saw last year were no strangers. Of course, no strangers are litter mates, quite frankly, and that's some of the better built, just more athletic stuff that's out there in the industry today. We have a lot of confidence in these. 50 is the black one. 49 is the belted one. Both of them are gonna feed hard. They're gonna show they're gonna be able to show in mid-July to early July, or even June probably if you wanted them to. We like these guys a good deal. They're just very, very athletic. They're stout enough. They're good-bodied enough. They're stout through their skull. These are the kind that get along good.
2 pigs that are definitely different in what they represent, and totally opposite in what you where you want to lay your priorities. But the all black ones, stout jawed and big skulled, and so many neat intangibles in terms of length of body, in terms of frame size and bone and feature. I think that's a neat kind of a barrow to go ahead and last a little bit longer. Our buddy Levi is trying to catch this pig for the last 35 seconds, and I think that's a good thing, because that pig is built right. His skeleton's awesome. A bigger frame kind of a pig that absolutely can handle as much paling as you want to throw at that particular hog. That thing's hind leg is built for speed. Just a little bit of time, a little bit of sunlight. I think that's a neat pig. Hopefully Levi gets to take that one home tomorrow. So good Penneberas, and we'll run our last pen in of the night. That pig.
Well, we retired Levi early, but we've got the last 2 in the ring. Really nice pair here. The white pig is lot 11, and the belted or kind of painted up barrow there is lot 48. Lot 48, talk about him first. That's the one Harley's got. He is tricked out clone, May we all 224.9. So his mom, her sister was grand overall at CYAE in 2021. Her other sister raised the grand overall gilt CYAE last year. She herself raised our favorite barrow, or one of our favorite barrows, shown at CYAE last year, was shown by Ashley Lane, that was fixing to get into the top 5. He was a good son of a gun as well. So the best stuff that we're working with on the bottom side, Grandma is Game of Thrones and Game On's mom, and Game Plan's mom as well. This guy is loose skeletoned. He is big bodied. And he looks like he's going to grow. And don't forget, he's sired by Tricked Out. So this guy, I think, is only going to continue to get better. He fits a lot of scenarios. I think he could feed right into a mid-July show and be pretty fun. Again, that's lot 48. The white pig is lot 11, and he is solid white. He fits the York Barrow Division at CYE or Stanislaus County Fair, or wherever you want to show in a classifying deal really, really well. He's got a big old stout skull. He's got big legs. He's got a lot of hair, and he's very, very athletic. His sire, again, is Game On. He's out of a Last Dance, Jack Daniel's Wedding Night sow. Just a very, very good pig. He will sell choice with lot 12 tomorrow. They're kind of our 2 white barrows. Not sure which one we like better. They're different in their type and kind, but pretty fun pig. One other thing I'll mention on him, he's got a little you'll see a little bump there on the left side of his flank. He was a one nutter that we had fixed. We felt it today. He's healing just fine. It's just a little bit of suture there. So if you see that in the picture of the video, that's something that's already been taken care of.
last pen, and I think a neat pen to end on. And I think it'll be interesting when these two white bears run out tomorrow, see what a guy will tie into and what one he wants to pick. The stoutness of that one's head and the width between his eyes is maybe as different as we've seen all night. And whether you like it or don't, I think that's a neat thing to talk about in that particular bear. And it's got as many extras as we've seen. The tricked outsired bear, that's the chromed up one, just going to get stouter with age. I think a very interesting pair to round out our set of pigs. I think a consistent set that Ottenwalter's brought you. Hope that they look as good on camera as they do in person. I think an awesome pair to end up on.
Once again, we'd like to thank you for tuning in. Sorry about the kind of stopping there midway with our internet service, but we are dealing with some weather out here. Very thankful we had a very good crowd come down tonight, and hopefully the weather remains good and folks can travel here tomorrow and home safely tomorrow as well. As always, reach out to me or Dustin if you have any questions. We've got the sale broadcast live via CCI Live tomorrow. We will be on the phone basically from now till the sale starts. So text us, call us. We're happy to help. Thanks to everybody that helped out. Levi, Palin, and Harley, good job. Thanks, guys. Have a good evening.